So I have walked you through the theory part of the general ledger accounting. Now we are going to do the practical. So we'll see how we can create the GL account, how we can set up the GL master data in the SAP GUI as well as in the SAP Fiori. Once we are able to create the GL, then we'll start posting the accounting entries. We call them document posting. So again, the document posting we'll see in both the platform how we can do the posting in GUI as well as in the Fiori. Okay, when we are going to create the GL, so what we need to check? So we need to check under which account group we need to create that particular GL. Remember these account group we have assigned to our chart of account. If I just walk you through the system, so we'll just see that screen where we have that chart of account and account group. So here it is written in the practice sheet also that before you create any account, you can refer to your GL account group screen, which you can access with the help of transaction code OBD4. So I'm going to run the same transaction code OBD4 in the system. So we need to run transaction code OBD4, enter. And you can just see this is the GL account group view we have. And in this, we can search for our chart of account ID we are working on. It is 2266, enter. In this chart of account, we have maintained these many account groups. Now, under which account group you want to create the GL? So because based on that, you need to give the number. And when we are creating any GL, so we need to give the GL number. And always your GL account assignment, like your GL number range assignment, it is going to be external. When I'm saying that GL account number range assignment, it is going to be external. What does it mean? It means that the business user has to give the GL number which they want to create in the system. It is not something that when we are going to save it, automatically system is going to give us the GL number. So manually we need to give the GL number which we want to set up in the system. So how it is to be created, let's find out. So first I want to create a GL, that is the share capital account. And if we just see the practice sheet, it is written the same thing that we need to create a GL and it is going to be the share capital account. And the steps you can also write it here that okay, what number you need to enter in your company code. So here we can see that this share capital account it maintained under the account group liability because it is part of your balance sheet. So whenever you are creating any GL which is either related to your asset or your liability, so it will be considered under the account type balance sheet. So here for this account group you can observe the number range, it is coming here, it is starting with the number range 100,000 to 19999. So whatever the share capital account number you need to give it, so it should exist between this number only. So where we need to give that for the GL account creation, we can go through the path also. We can use the transaction code also. It will come under the SAP Easy Access because it is a end user activity. And SPRO or IMG we refer if it is related to some development, some configuration. So this is not part of the configuration. That is the reason it will come under the SAP Easy Access. And where we need to go? So we need to go to the accounting. Then after that, we have the financial accounting, general ledger accounting. Then we can go to the master record, GL account, individual processing. And we have here three options. One is the centrally, second is the chart of account, third is the company code. You will also notice here transaction codes are not coming. If you want to populate those transaction code, you need to go to the menu, then extra setting, and you select that last checkbox we can see here. Display the technical name, enter. So I need to rerun that navigation path. So let's go to the accounting once again, financial accounting. Then we can go to the journal ledger and master record GL account. Now you can just see here we have three options. So for the creation of the GL, system is asking us that we want to create the GL at both of the level because we have two levels of the GL we can maintain the information. So one set of information as I just shared with you yesterday that we maintain at a chart of account level. The rest of the information we maintain at a company code level. So if you double click on this first option centrally, then it is going to give you both the segments and you can maintain the data for both of your segment, chart of account and company code. But if you click on this chart of account segment, then system will allow you to give the information only at a chart of account level. You will not have that company code level tabs here. You can just see we have only three tabs, and you notice here the field we have, it is related to the chart of account. Now let me show you the next one, which is the FFFSS0 company code. In this, we can set up the GL, and in this, we can maintain the information which is at a company code level at a second segment. And you can just see here we have three tabs. And you notice here the object we need to enter here, it is the company code. Now, if I click on this FS00, that is the central screen we have. So system is going to give me the screen, and on that screen we can just see the GL number. And for this GL, what we can do? So we can just see multiple tabs here. Okay, we have here six tabs. So the first tab is related to the chart of account. Next two tabs we have for the company code level information. And the remaining tabs, you can just see we have three tabs. This is for the information purpose. We don't need to do anything on this. So now if you want to create a account, and for the creation of account, we can give here the account number. If you don't know the account number, you can again go back to the account group. You can just check the number in, and based on that, you can give the number for your GL. Let it be the number as 100,000. And we can enter the company code ID. It is 2266. And after that, we can click on this create button. Click on the create button. And here we can just see we have the GL account type. So yesterday I have shown you the difference between the ECC and SAP S4 HANA screen with respect to the GL master data, particularly this tab called type and description. So in the previous ECC version, we used to have two types. So we can go to the same screen in the SAP Easy Access, and you observe here we have the radio button, and we have here the two account type P&L, balance sheet. Okay, now the same screen if you just see in the SAP S4 HANA, so you can just see we have the account type GL account type, so we don't have that radio button. Why? Because in the SAP S4 HANA we have been given five account type, and if we in comparison to your ECC where we have two account type, you can just see these are the two. And if I just like drop down, so we have here the five account type. So first is the cash, second is the non-operative expense income, the next is the primary cost or revenue, next is the secondary cost, and the last is the balance sheet. We have some code also. For the cash we are using C, for non-operating N, for primary cost or revenue P, for secondary cost S, and for the balance sheet it is X. Now this account type is clear cash account. When we will be getting any account as a cash account, so either we can go with this type called balance sheet account. We can also create the account type as a cash account, because if you just select the cash account, then further you can do the bifurcation. Like we have, this is the new feature provided by the SAP in the SAP 2021 version. So here this cash account we can manage as a reconciliation account, as a petty cash account, as a sub account. So we'll talk about it later. But if we just give the, like if simply we create the cash account, then for that we can give the account type as cash. Then we have the next option as a non-operative expense or income. So non-operative expense or income, you will be selecting this option when you are going to create a GL, and that GL may be a, that GL is a expense or income, but that expense or income is not directly linked to the core activities of your business. If we have a manufacturing company and we are manufacturing the tires, and if we are doing the trading, from that we are generating the revenue or we are incurring any expense, so that is going to be counted under the non-operating expense or income. So for that we will be selecting this option N. Then we have the primary cost or revenue. So if you have the expense or revenue, and those are related to the direct activities, the core activities of your business, then for that we will be using this account type called primary cost or revenue. Then there are some cost element, or I would say GL, which we create in the controlling for the controlling activities. So those GL we can also create here in the FS00 screen. Earlier this option was not available. So we need to go to the a different screen with the transaction code KA06, and we used to create that secondary cost element. But here we can create the secondary cost element within the FS00 screen. Then after this, we have the balance sheet. So if any account which is related either to the asset or liability, so for that account, you can select this type called balance sheet. So because it is a share capital and this share capital belongs to the liability, it is going to be counted under the account type balance sheet, and then we can give the account group. So account group, you can just see all these account group from where its system is taking it from the chart of account. Now I need to select here the relevant account group, which is going to be liability. If I'm selecting here any wrong account group, let it be the expense. So here you will notice system is going to give us a error message that the account group which you have selected, it has a number range from 400,000 to 4999. And in this number range, this GL which you have given, this doesn't exist. This doesn't fall. So that is the reason this error has come. So we need to select here the correct account group. So here it is going to be liability. After that, we need to give the short text, long text. So let it be the name as share capital account, share capital account. So this is the information we have maintained at a first level, that is the chart of account level. Now, if we need to maintain the information for the second level, which is the company code segment, for that, we need to move to the next tab, that is the control data tab. So click on the control data tab. And in this, we can just see here we have been given the currency as USD, from where system is picking this currency from the company code. So whatever the currency you mention for your company code, so that will be considered as a local currency. And by default, system is taking that currency in the account currency. Basically, this is the account currency. You see the field name. It is saying that this is the account currency. But if you want to maintain this currency different from your company code currency, for example, your company code currency USD and this is GBP. So in that case, you are restricted to do the posting only in the GBP. If it is Euro, you are restricted to do the posting only in the Euro. If it is CAD, you are restricted to do the posting in the CAD. But if you want to do the posting in any of the currency, for that, your GL currencies should be same as your company code currency, which is USD. Okay. So with this, what you can do, you can do the posting in any of the currency. So that is the reason in most of the scenario, we try to maintain the account currency, GL currency, same as our company code currency. After that, we have this checkbox called balance in the local currency. We can select this checkbox. With this, what will happen? Whatever the balances we have in this GL and that posting we have made in the foreign currency. So system is going to translate that balance into the local currency and show us the balance only in the local currency, which is going to be USD. Then after that, you need to go down. The difference we have in the SAP S/4HANA and ECC with respect to this GL master data and particularly this control data screen. So here we have been removed like that there is a field called line item data field. So that has been removed by the system. That has been removed by the SAP. If I just show you. So this is the ECC screen. On this screen, you can just see we have a checkbox called line item. Here we don't have, we have only for the open item. Now here we have the sort key. So the sort key we can maintain as 001. In the last lecture, I have just shared with you that we have been given these options, and based on what we want to get the line item sorted in this GL. So if we want to get the line item sorted according to posting date, document date, purchase order, sale order, vendor number, customer number. So based on our requirement, client requirement, we can select that sort key. So if you don't want to select any sort key, then in that case, you can use this at 000. But here, let it be the sort key as 001. So then press enter button. So there are other fields also. We will talk about those fields later. So after this, we are done with this tab called control data tab. And now we will move to the next tab called bank interest tab. So again, it is part of your company code data. In this, we need to assign the field status group. And this field status group we can assign from the list provided by the SAP, and based on our field status variant, system is just showing us this list of the field status group. So I'm going to assign here the field status group ID as G01, which is the first one, G01, and then I'm going to save it. Click on the save option. Either you can click on the save button or you can also use Control S option to save the data. So this is how we can create a GL in the SAP. This is the GL which we have created in the SAP GUI screen. Now I'll just show you how the same, like if the similar kind of a GL we need to create in the SAP Fiori. So how we'll be able to create that in the SAP Fiori? So let's find out. And before that also, let's create some couple of more GL. So here, this is the share capital account. Now after this, we have the cash account. Now let's create the cash account. And for this cash account, again, we need to refer to the account group list we have. So in this account group, the cash we will have under the, we can consider under the asset account group. And this is the range we have starting from 200,000 to 29999. And between this number range, we can give any GL account number externally. So let it be the number as 200, 100. This is the number I have taken randomly. Then in the company code 2266, again we can click on this create button. Click on the create button, and here the GL account type, again it is going to be balance sheet, and then account group is going to be asset, and then we can give the short text long text name as cash account. So this is the short text long text we have given. Now I am moving to the next tab, which is a control data tab, and I'm going to maintain the same set of data which we have maintained in the previous year. For example, only balance in local currency, sort key 001, that's it. And now we can go to the third tab, which is the bank interest tab. So because it is a cash account, so whenever you will be creating any cash or bank account, so here in the field status group, it is preferred that we select the field status group G005 relevant for the bank account. Relevant for the bank account. And the second setting, we have this option called bank slash financial detail in company code. In this, we have a checkbox called relevant to the cash flow. Relevant to cash flow. So we need to select this checkbox. So this checkbox we will be selecting only for those GL which we are creating as a cash account or bank account. So we are done with the GL creation. Now let's create one more GL, and this GL number is, this time actually we have created two balance sheet account. Now let's create two expense account, and this expense account we can create. So let's see first account group number range we have for this expense. It is expense. You can just see the number is coming from 400,000 to 499. So I'm going to give here the number as 400, 100 randomly in the same company code 2266, new entry button. New entry button, and here we need to give the account type. So because this is related to the expense, so whenever we are getting any expense or income, so in that case we need to select this account type, primary cost or revenue, if that expense income is related to the, or it is part of the core activities of your business. But if it is not, then in that case you have this N option. So let it be primary cost or revenue. Then after that, we have the account group. In this, we can take the account group as expense, and we can give the short text, long text as this is what, this is the salary expense account, salary expense account. So that is the text. We can take it here. And after that, we are done with the first tab. the information which we need to maintain on the in the first segment. Now let's go to the second segment, go to the next tab called control data. Now again here we will have the same setting, only balance in local currency, sort key 001. But the new thing you will have here, that is a cost element category. If you just go down, you can just see here we have the field called cost element category. And in this field is coming as mandatory. If you will see in the SAP, you will see this kind of icon. It means that this is the mandatory information. You can't skip it. So why this has not come for our previous GL? Because those were not the expense GL. Those were the balance sheet. And for the balance sheet, we don't need to give the cost element category. So cost element category we will be giving or we will be giving for our expense account, income account, and for which we have selected the account type as a primary cost or revenue, and we have selected the account type as secondary. So here, if you just go back to the type and description, you can just see based on your this selection option. So whatever you have selected here, then the next screen, that is a control data screen or the control data tab. So system will manage the fields accordingly. So if you have selected here the option as cash account or balance sheet account or liability account, then in that case, this field system is not going to show you. This we have also seen in the while creating the GL. Okay, earlier when we have just created the GL, we have seen that this field has not come. And if you will be creating the GL for which either you are giving the type as primary cost or revenue or secondary, in that case, what will happen? So system is going to populate this field called cost element category. And this cost element category, again, it is a new field which we can just see in the SAP S/4HANA. This functionality or this feature is not available in the SAP ECC. In the ECC, we need to go to the different transaction code. Over there, we maintain it like KA01 or KA02. These are the transaction code through which we can manage the primary cost element. KA06 is for the secondary cost element. So if I just show you, here we have so this is the ECC screen. And if I just show you, this is the salary count. Okay. Now, if you just see, we don't have that control data here. Okay. Why? Because we separately maintain it in a different screen. You click on this edit cost element, you observe here the transaction code we have, it is FS00. But if you click on this edit cost element, here we can just check for 2266 and we can click on this edit cost element. Now you can just see system has taken us to the KA02 screen. Okay, this is the change mode. KA01 in case you want to create the cost element. So now this information cost element earlier we need to set up. Okay, now this is not required. So automatically system is going to manage it. So what we need to only give? So we need to give it only this cost element category. And this is also within the SAP. This is the within the FS00 screen. So here we can press F4 key. What system is going to give us the options? Let's see. So we have here the option that we want to take it as a primary cost or as a revenue. Let it be primary cost 01. After this, we can go with the bank interest tab. And in this, we can give the field status group. Press F4 key. Let it be the field status group ID as G004 cost account, and then enter. Save it, click on the save option. So this is how we have seen that how we can create the GL. Now we have seen this example of create option. Now let's see the example of this create with template. How we can use this button. What is the relevance of this? So this is the GL we have created. Now the same type of GL if we need to set up the same GL, like there are some new GL which we need to create it, but the settings are same. If the settings are same, then for the creation of those GL, we don't need to go through the each and every field. We can copy those settings. From where we can copy? From the existing GL, we can copy. How? Let's see. So I'm going to give a new GL number, which is 400, 200. And I want to copy the setting from the existing GL. So you click on this with template button. and you give your GL number from where you want to get properties copied. You want to copy the data. So here let it be 400 100 is the same company code 2266. Enter. So you will notice here system has created this GL and populated the data. From where system has taken this data? System has taken this data from the reference GL which we have provided as 400 100. So you can just see all the information in the relevant field. Now if any information which you want to change in any of the field, you can change that information. So for that fine tuning, go to the we can go to the short text, long text. Let it be the name for this GL. It is a wage expense account, or only it is a wage account. Then the rest of the information we want to keep it as same. So we can now save it. Click on the save option. So this is also we can create the GL. Now this is the block option. If you want to block this GL for the posting, so you select this checkbox and this GL will be blocked. So in this GL, if we try to make the posting, then that will not happen. System will give us the error message. So in order to fix that issue, we need to come here again, remove the checkbox and then save. So then this GL will be unblocked. Now these are the GL we have seen that how we can get this GL in the SAP GUI screen. Now we will see how these GL we can get in the Fiori screen in the Fiori platform. Give the user ID password. Now we need to click on the logon option. So I have already walked you through the Fiori navigation that what are the options we have. So we have here the user ID, recent activity which we have done, then the frequently used application which we can see also, then the app finder if any particular application you are not able to see, and in this setting you can do the default setting. For example, here we have the default. So in India we have this date first, then we have the month and we have the year, but in some countries they take the month first then date. So that kind of setting we can do it here. For that we need to go to the, just scroll down, language and region. Yeah, so here we can select the date format, which date format we want to have, then what is the time format we want to have, then what is the decimal format we want to have it. After that we can just save it and it will be shown on the Fiori accordingly. And the same option we have on the GUI also. So for that, if I go to the GUI screen, and for this we need to go to the menu. In the menu we have system and we have the user profile, and then we need to go to the user data. So click on the user data, and here also we can maintain those settings. So you need to go to the default tab. In this default tab you can just see we can just maintain the decimal notation, we can maintain the date format, we can also maintain the time format. Now go back to the Fiori. We have Fiori catalog. In this catalog, we have been given these groups, and in the group, we will be finding the relevant apps, relevant application. So, for example, if you want to create any master data, so the related Fiori apps you will be able to find out under the group called master data. Likewise, for the general account posting, for the period and activities, for the reporting, for the asset accounting, and so on and so forth. And let's say if I want to create the GL, so for this GL creation, we can go to the master data. So you can just see the relevant tile systems just showing you. These are the applications we have, and all these application as if are stored under this group called master data. Now, if we are not able to find out the tile or application which we can use for the creation of the GL master data, so we can just go to this app finder. So click on this search option. Here we can enter GL G/L, and system will just suggest us any particular application app we have related to this GL. Then if I want to enter the master data, so I can just press space bar and enter the master. master data. Now you can just see system is suggesting us that we have one application called manage GL account master data. So do you want to open it? Yes. So you click on this. Now you can just see system has given you the field that if you want to search your GL here in the Fiori app, so you will be able to search, or you can have a list of your GL also. And in order to display that list, you need to give the reference of your chart of account. So the chart of account we are working on, it is 2266. And after that, we need to click on this go option. It will show you all your GL account. So you can just see these are the accounts we have created. And in these account, what are the balance sheet account, what are the primary cost or revenue account. So all this information system will display us. If you want to go for further, you want to have more information. So you can just see we have been given the arrow button. So you can click on this detail button. It will show you more detail about that particular GL account, whether we are creating in GUI or Fury. So at the back end, the data is getting updated in the table. Okay, so here we can see the information for the share capital account, and we can also see here the more information. And you will also notice here the block option we have seen here. Now you can just see if we would have selected the block option, system would have given you here the block option as yes, but it is no. Why? Because we have deselected it. But if you want to do it, you can go for the edit option and you can make the changes. Here you can also see it will give you some more detail that by whom it is created, on which date it is created, then any information relevant for the company code. So remember, we discussed that we have the chart of account data, company code data. So this is your company code relevant data. Here also system has bifurcated based on the tab. So we have the company code data, we have the controlling data. So where this will show you controlling data, I will let you know. But first, let's cover the journal data. Now I will just go back. Now I'm going to create a new account on the Fiori, and how it is to be created. You can just see there is a button called create. You click on this create button, and for the GL creation, the way we give the GL number in the GUI, here also in the Fiori, we need to give the GL number. Let it be the GL number as it is 400 300. This is my new GL I want to get created, and in my company code 2266. So here we will give the reference of the 2266 chart of account. Then we can have here the GL account type. So because it is related to the expense, so we can select here the account type as primary cost or revenue. Account group, we can take it as expense EXP. So this is the option we have, expense. After that, we can give the short text, long text. This is what? This is the rent account. Name of this GL is rent account, rent account. So this piece of information we have maintained at a chart of account level. We call it as a journal data level. Then after that, we can just go down. If you want to block this GL, so you can just see you have the checkbox. You can take untick. Okay, if you want to block or unblock. So this is the information we have at a chart of account level. Now the same information you need to maintain at a company code level also. So we can click on this company code, and we can click on this create button. Create button. Whether you are just clicking, just scroll down, or you click on this tab, so it will give you the same effect. Because if you just click on the tab, then it will scroll down to the relevant information related to the tab. So now here I want to provide the information for this GL at a company code level. Click on this create button. And now I need to give the company code specific information. Which company code? 2266. And after that, press enter button. So now you can just see automatically system has given you your account currency as USD. So select this checkbox, only balance in local currency. Then we can scroll down. We can give the sort key as 001. That is the posting date. Then we can just scroll down. You can just see we have same tab, bank interest tab, okay, where we have the same field called field status group. And we can select the field status group because it is related to the expense, we can select here G004 cost account. So this is the information we have maintained at two level, chart of account, company code. Now, because it is expense information and this is relevant for the controlling standpoint, so we need to give the cost element category also. And for that cost element category, we need to just click on the, just go back to the, just click on the back option. And you can just see we have a tab called control data, controlling data, controlling data. So you can just click on this controlling data and you just notice here it is showing us that our controlling area is 2266 and you can just see the field, it is showing you the cost element category. So this cost element category we can take it as 01 primary cost. If you will not give this, then system will give you the error message. Let it be blank and let's see what will happen. You can just click on the save option. You can just see it is giving you the error message and what error it is. So how you will come to know? You can just click on this question mark or this message. It is where it is showing you two, and here it is saying that your cost element category field is missing. Okay, because it is mandatory. So here we can give the cost element category as 01, which is primary cost. Now again, we can just try to save it. Click on the save data. So now you can just see this account got created. Now we will see the information about this account on the GUI. We'll go back to the GUI and let's see if that information we can see in this GUI platform or not. So for this, I'll just follow a path. So because it is part of the end user activity, we can go to the accounting. We can list the account within the financial accounting and under the general ledger accounting, go to the information system, ledger report and master data. Here we have the last option called GL account list. Double click on this. Now we can populate here all those GL we have created under this chart of account, and chart of account ID is 2266. And let's click on this execute button. Now you can just see the last GL. It is showing you that we have created on the Fiori app. So we are done with the GL creation. Now the next thing is we need to go for the posting. We will be doing the posting, and for the document posting, if you just see the practice sheet, we have been given the transaction code which is F-02. If you just see here, we have the transaction code, it is F-02 or FB50. So you can use either of these two transaction code and you can do the posting. We'll also see how this posting can be done on the Fiori, but let's see first on the GUI. And we'll also explore both of these two transaction code and how both are different. So I'm going to run one transaction code, it is F-02. So this is the screen we have for the F-02. And on this F-02 screen, we can just see we have the document header. If you scroll down, we have the line item. Let me just do it again. Just scroll down. Below you have the line item. So this F-02, through this, if you do the posting, then for every line item, you need to give the posting key. You need to give the posting key. And and actually these posting keys, like user may not be remember it. So for that reason, we have a different screen through which they can do the posting and they need to just confirm that line item is getting debited or credited or that GL is getting debited or credited. So first, let's do one posting with this F-02, then we'll go to the FB50. So in this, we can also see here the document date. In the header, we have the document date, posting date, document type, period, company code, currency. We have also other fields, and these fields can be entered as per the requirement. So here, what's the difference between the document date and posting date? So document date is your bill date. And when you are entering that bill in the SAP, so that will become your posting date. So for example, I have an invoice. On that invoice, date is 1st of April. But that invoice I have entered in the SAP software on 2nd of April. In that case, my document date is going to be 1st of April and my posting date is going to be 2nd of April. And you can just also see here, system is driving the period 4 and this has been driven by system automatically. So based on the posting date, whatever the posting date you have entered, automatically system is going to drive your period. For example, if I just mention the posting date as 2nd of March, now press enter button, you can just see the period has become 3. If I enter the date as 2nd of February, you can just see the period has become 2 because we have taken here the calendar year. So let it be the date as today's date. So period has again come as 4. Now we need to go down, and for this line item, we need to give the information. 40, we have the posting key. I have shown you yesterday that what is the relevance of the posting key through which we can debit credit the GL. And here, let it be the GL as cash account. If we don't know our cash account number, press F4 key and then press enter button. It will show you a list of your GL. And from the list, we can select the relevant GL. Let it be the cash account number is 200 enter. We need to give the amount, let it be amount as 95,000. Then here we need to have the text, let it be the text as cash collected from pure capital, and we'll have the next line item, and in this next line item we can give the posting key as 50. 50 means credit the share capital account. So share capital account GL number we have added with 100,000 enter. Amount for the second line item again it is 95,000, and then we can go down. So if you want to copy the text from your previous line item, remember in the previous line item we have given the text as cash from the share capital. You want to have the same text here, then you simply enter here plus sign, then enter, plus enter button. So you can just see the text got copied. Now, if you want to do this posting and before the posting you want to see the document header and line item detail on the same screen, you click on this icon called display document overview. Click on document overview. Here we can just see the document header and line item. You can just see the document number is internal. Why? System is going to give you the document number as and when you click on the save option. So I'm going to click on the save option. If all the things are fine, then system is going to give us the document number. If any error would be there, then it will display that error. So let's click on the post button. And now you can just see the document got posted. We got the document number 1001. If you want to view this document, you go to the menu document display. Third option, you click on this and it is going to display you the document we have entered. So further, if you want to go to the line item, you double click on this, it will show you the line item also. Now, if we can make the changes in the document we have posted, answer is no. There are some few fields in which we can make the changes. So if you want to make the changes, you can again go to the menu. You can just see we have a option called change. You click on this change option and you can just see out of the fields we have like the date, then value date, we have amount, we have profit center, we have cost center. Okay, so only these assignment and text field. So in these two fields we can make the changes, except that so all fields are fixed, we can't make any changes. So this is how we can see the posting can be done. Now I'll just show you how we can get the posting done through the different transaction code, which is FB50, and how it is different from this FD02. So let's have here FB50. So you can just see this is the FB50 view. And on this screen, we can just see again we have the header and line item, but we can just see both the header and line item on the same screen. That is the first difference. Second difference is we can also see here the debit rate option. In the FD02, we don't have the debit rate option. We need to give the posting key. So here, whatever the information we will be providing with this debit rate, based on your account type, based on your GL, system is going to give the or drive the posting key automatically. How? Let's see. So you can just see the company code is coming as 2277. Our company code is 2266. Let me switch the company code, and this is the button to switch the company code. Let me enter the company code 2266 here and then enter. So now I can create the document for the company code 2266. Now again the same thing we can mention here. The document date is 1st of April, posting date is 2nd of April, and after that we can just come down to the line item. Here we have our first GL, cash account, second GL, share capital account, and I can just debit, credit, and I can just mention the amount. Let's say 10,000, 10,000 each on both the side, debit, credit, enter. Press enter button, and here it is saying that okay, GL number I just entered as incorrect, enter, enter. Now you can just see system is just showing us the line item with this green signal, green tick. It means this data is fine. And here also we have the indicator green. It means that whatever the amount we have on the debit side, the same amount we have on the credit side. Okay. So both the sides are balanced. So now we can go for the posting. So we have that zero difference. And still you want to see this document, you can click on this, you can review this document. You can click on this simulate button. So you can just review this document. If any changes are required, you can make those changes. Now you can just see we have given the information with debit rate, but when I'm going to do the posting, system has just drive the posting keys automatically. Because in the SAP, we manage the line item with the posting keys instead of the debit rate. Now I'm going to save it, click on the save option, click on the post button. And you can just see we got our second document number, it is 1002. If you want to view this document, so we can just go to the menu document display, and this is our second document we have posted. So we have seen how the document can be posted in the FD02, FB50 on the SAP GUI. Now let's see how we can do this posting on the Fiori. So for that, we need to just go back to the SAP this home page. And in this, you can just go to this group called journal entries. And in the journal entry, we have the first application. We can use it for the journal posting. Click on this journal posting. You can just see these are the informative apps. So we can also see that number of line items which are open 26, and the entries we have made, then approval which are required, then pending entries. So some this kind of indicator system will help us to do the to track our work, or to track somebody's work also. So now we can just click on this post journal entry, and the same kind of field option system will just show you on the Fiori also. So we need to give the date, let it be same, 1st of April, document date, posting date 2nd of April, company code, you can just see it is coming as 2277, let it be 2266. Then after this, we can just go down, scroll down. So you can just see we have the company code as 2277. Now I just press the enter button. It has derived in the line item company code as 2266. Here we need to give the GL. Let it be the same GL I'm using here. Nothing new. And it is the share capital and cash account. Share capital and the cash account. So first is your cash account. Second is the share capital. So this cash account I want to debit. Let it be amount as 15,000. And this share capital account I want to credit with amount 15,000. Now press enter button. You can just see total balance 15,000. It is showing with red. If it is coming with red, it means that there is some difference. So before the at the time of posting, you should have here the total balance as 0, and it should be coming with the green indicator. It means all the things are fine. We can go for the posting. And in order to do the posting, we can just click on the post option, click on the post button. So you can just see we got our third document number, it is 1003. Now if you want to display it, you can directly click on the display option. So it will give you some more detail which is missing in the GUI. That GUI is not referring us the detail. But here we can just see it is just giving us the information that okay, this is the document we have posted. And if you just go down and if you just click on this, you just click on this account option, click on the account option. So it will suggest you what do you want to see. You want to see the balance for this GL, you want to see the line item for this GL, you want to see the master data for this GL. So this type of information, like this is missing in the GUI. So that is the reason this Fiori is better than the GUI. Here it is also suggesting the more link where you can drive more information. Click on the more link. So you can just see all this data we can drive. For example, the ledger group clear automatically if you want to get this line item post automatically changes if we have made any GL account changes. So trial balance information. So this is actually what a system is suggesting so that we can also have it. And if you want to see the impact of this posting in the GUI, if it is coming or not, so we can go back to the Fiori, sorry, we can go back to the GUI and we can just check the same document number here. You can have here the document number 1003. 1003 in the company code 2266. Now you can just see the same document number is coming. Okay. So that is how we can have these things done on GUI as well as on Fiori.